I'm here with Coach Hoffmann, the head coach for the University of Minnesota Morris Cougar football team, coming off a win on homecoming. Coach, had to be a great day to get your first win, a good crowd at the game. Talk a little bit about the atmosphere.
Yeah, the atmosphere was awesome. It was finally good to get home. We had three games on the road in those three different states, so it was good to finally prepare here at home and get in front of our home crowd, and they came out, and that's something that's pretty important, is that they make a difference, and both the environment, the energy, again, just creating a great atmosphere for our guys, and obviously it paid off, so great atmosphere. Obviously we love those games, and we want to continue to get that support from our fan base, continue to come out, continue to support. Again, it'll be good to be at home again this week.
Carter Wadenhofer had a great game on 2 Saturdays ago. Talk a little bit about what he did and how he was successful with 3 sacks.
Yeah, and that was something that we talked about during the week. Their quarterback was a pretty athletic kid, was kind of their playmaker, and we just kind of challenged the defensive line a little bit, and obviously Carter answered the bell. I mean, that's something that we wanted to make sure that we did a great job containing him in the pocket. I thought Carter really played extremely well. I mean, he himself, obviously, a great afternoon, was named UMM Defensive Player of the Week that week. Anytime you get 3 sacks and 3 TFLs, it's a pretty big day. So we look for Carter to do more of that here moving forward. His growth through the past 4 weeks has been great. I had a great week, really kind of getting healthy again. He's a little dinged up, but last week was good for him, or just during this bye, to get a chance to kind of get healthy, and we look forward to Carter to continue to cause havoc.
Offensively, took a lead into halftime, carried that all the way deep into the fourth quarter. Iowa Wesleyan drives it down and scores. Talk about what happened next for the Cougar offense.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things, and I told the team this, that's one of the things I was most proud of, is it showed a little bit of character on our end, ability to come back. Certainly scoring on the first play, that really sets, our first offensive play, really sets the tone. We talked defensively, we wanted 3 and out, make them punt it into the wind a little bit and give our offense a short field, knowing that we're struggling a little bit offensively. And, for them to score right away was huge. And, really... we still were moving the ball effectively throughout the course of the game, just couldn't seem to finish drives. And, very happy with the defensive effort in terms of our guys just kept, kind of chipping away, plugging away, kept battling. Even when they got that score late, you just really didn't see the panic. And I guess that was the thing I was excited about, was to see our offense then having to kind of not put points on the board for really most of the game, to come out when we really needed them the most. And, again, talk about answering the bell, they scored. And even after that score, defensively, even after after they gave up that drive, they still had to come out and make stops, and they did. And I guess that's the part that, as a coach, I'm excited about, just to see our growth, because in the previous 3 weeks, when teams put points on the board on us or something didn't go right, we crumbled. And so for our guys to show a little bit of growth in that area, a little bit of mental toughness to be able to overcome, is exciting, and hopefully that continues.
Justin Maslowski had maybe his best day as a Cougar. Can you talk a little bit about his growth at the quarterback position?
Yeah, that's something that we continue. Coach Johnson, Mike has done an awesome job. Just continue to work with him, and the number one thing that he did is he didn't make any errant throws. He took care of the football. He didn't take sacks. Our offensive line, by the way, did a tremendous job that game, and that's really where it started. Again, if we can keep Justin upright for the most part, I think we'd be pretty successful. He makes good decisions, and that's something that he's starting to learn and he's starting to get better at, and his leadership's starting to come along, and so you kind of like what you see. Obviously, he's got a long way to go, but anytime that you don't turn the ball over, anytime you don't throw interceptions, you'll be okay. And defensively, was a little bit disappointed on our effort trying to take the ball away. Wish we certainly would have had more, but again, it's something that Justin's got to continue to grow, continue to develop, and he will.
Have a bye week. Now you're coming into Crown Week. Hopefully getting a little healthy on both sides of the ball, getting back to full strength. What are we going to see from Crown offensively?
Well, it's still kind of, Crown still kind of hangs their hat on power. Still trying to run the football. They've struggled here a little bit, and I know it's not an indication of the type of football team that Coach Hauer has there. There's a team that I mean, they're gonna be comfortable running the ball for 3 yards and be okay with it, and run it again and run it again. So now they've kind of evolved a little bit, and there are a lot of different formations, a lot of motions, a lot of shifts. Just trying to be confusing in terms of what they do. So again, really preaching and talking to our guys and getting some looks from our scouts on these different looks, but just having our guys understand, again, just do your job and understand what your job is and understand where you're at on the field and just get it done. So it's an offense. They're 2 freshman quarterbacks. They've struggled a little bit turning it over. I'm sure that's something Coach Howard's emphasizing with those guys. But again, it's a run first style offense, and then again they'll take their shots. I mean, that's kind of part of what they do, and then play action off of it. But it seems like they're working a little bit with some RPO stuff. But again, I think with some freshman quarterbacks, they're trying to make those as easy as possible for them.
And then on the defensive side of the ball for Crown, what will we see from them?
It's a new defense for Crown, new coordinator there defensively, so they've kind of gone more now to a 4-man front, being really kind of an over front and playing some combination coverages with it, some zone, some man, and then, just doing some line games up front, doing some different stunts. We feel pretty good offensively about taking advantage of some things. We're excited about that and our game plan, but it's a defense that has struggled a little bit too, and has given up some points. But again, if we don't take care of the football and if we don't run the ball effectively and if we don't make good decisions with the ball, none of that really matters. So that's just something we got to make sure that we're doing offensively.
Well, we changed the process 2 weeks ago, got a W. Come on out and watch the Cougars this Saturday at 1 o'clock start against Crown College. Always a great game when we play Crown.